15%. This is the average efficiency gains to product tracking by lot or by serial number. This is an appealing statistic. However, dealing with serial number into your production can seem a little bit messy or a little bit complex. But don't worry, it does not need to be. My name is Elizabeth. I'm a business analyst and part of the manufacturing team. Today, before we start, I invite you to scan this QR code in order to input all your questions in the path. I will go through them at the end of this presentation. So today, I'm happy to show you how Odoo 19 makes it easy to handle and batch generate multiple serial number into your production. In order to do that, I will work with a company which is called Novatime. Novatime is a Belgian luxury watchmaker. They are launching a new product called the Nova Watch. It will be a limited edition and crafted and produced in small batches. Why small batches? Because they're working with a rare sapphire and they don't know yet how many quantity they will be able to get from their suppliers. The Nova Watch will be tracked by unique serial number. So how will this go? We will first go into the configuration of the serial number, see what we have to figure out for the Nova Watch, and then we will create a manufacturing order for 15 Nova Watch and purchase the required components. After that, we will finish by batch generate the serial number and finish the production directly in the shop floor. Let's dive directly into the database. For this, I will have a look directly into my product. And here I can see that I have different products. I have the components, I have finished product, and subassembly. The product that interests us today is the Nova Watch. We can see that the Nova Watch is tracked by unique serial number, and that it's a product that we will manufacture, so that we will produce internally. We also have here a new feature that we will use for the Nova Watch, which is the custom lot and serial. Basically, this one is a sequence that we will input here, so we will say that is the NW. And Odoo will retrieve this sequence when I will generate my serial number. It will avoid us to have any typo. Odoo will remember the sequence for us. Basically, it makes it easy to handle our serial number sequence. If we want to have a deeper look at what's behind the Nova Watch, we can see that we have a bill of material. And inside this bill of material, we have multiple components: the Nova case, the mechanical movement, the leather strap, and the sapphire stone. And we also have, of course, some operation. We have to first assemble it, and then we will have to test the quality. If we want to go even further, we can go into the BOM overview. We can unfold it and have a look at the forecast. So here we see exactly what do we need, what we are going to make for the Nova Watch. So we see that we have some components that we need to buy, like the Nova case, and we see that we have some other components which are actually sub-assembly that we will manufacture internally. We can see when they will be available, what is their lead time, and whether we will manufacture it, whether we will buy it, and to which supplier we suppose to buy it. Then the last column will show us what is the expected cost of our Nova Watch, which will be basically an addition of all my components and my different operations. Okay. So here we saw what we have to handle, how we have to configure our serial numbers. So now let's just go into manufacturing, create a manufacturing order of 15 units for a Nova Watch, and purchase the required components. Oops. So here I am going directly in manufacturing, in my manufacturing orders, and I will create my manufacturing orders for my Nova Watch. I want 15 units, and I will confirm it. Here, as we saw on the bill of material already, we see that none of our components are in stock. So we will have to replenish them or produce them. what I will first do is that I will replenish the components. I can either replenish them from the bill of material overview, either I can replenish them from the inventory replenishment menu, which we will do. So here I will replenish my 3 components, and the purchase order will be automatically created into my purchase app. The first purchase order, which is interesting for us, will be the one for the sapphires, because we don't know how many sapphires our supplier will really be able to send us. So we will ask them by sending them a request for quotation to confirm how many quantities they can send. So we will be happy if they can send more. So we will ask them to please send more quantity if available. Okay, we will send it to them, and then our supplier is really fast, and he called us, and he said, okay, I have a great news for you. I will be able to deliver 17 sapphire stone. So we will just adapt our purchase order and confirm the order. Okay, we will already receive the product, and before receiving them, we see that the sapphire stones, they are tracked by lot numbers, and so we will generate their lot number. Here, when I generate this lot number, I can see that I have the sequence, which is the day, the month, and the year. Why? Because on the sapphire product, I did configure the sequence to automatically go and retrieve the day, the month, and the year. Okay, so I will generate it and save it. I will receive the sapphire into my stock. And now that I have 17 sapphire, it means that I'm able to actually produce 17 NovaWatch. In order to do this, I have to modify my manufacturing order. So I will go on my manufacturing order, and I will manually update the quantity to produce to 17. Okay. So we see here that only our sapphires are available because we did not replenish the other components yet. Let's do it directly. So I go back into purchase. I go on my other purchase order, and I don't have enough components because I did not go and check the need, the extra need. So for this extra need, directly from my manufacturing order, I can go on the manufacturing order overview, I can unfold, and I can see that I still need to replenish some units, which is the missing units for this need. So I will go and confirm this replenishment. And now I will go back to my purchase order and see that I have the required quantities in order to proceed to 17 quantities. I will confirm the order and receive the components. Okay. So if we go once again on the manufacturing order, what would we have? We have all our components except for the mechanical movement, which is ready. So now I will go have a look at the mechanical movement. You can see here under Smart button that I have a child demo. The child demo was automatically generated by Odoo. And if I go on it, we can see that the child demo is already for 17 units. Why? Because you can see here that Odoo made the link with my parent MO. Okay? And I even have a little warning telling me, oh, okay, it's you updated the parent MO. Now you have to check the child MO. It's perfect for us. So thank you, Odoo. I will just validate it. So now that I validate it, I can produce my subassembly. Okay, my subassembly is produced. And if I go one last time on my manufacturing order, we can see that all the components are in stock. So we manage the serial number, the manufacturing order, and the purchase. Let's directly go and batch generate the serial number. For this, I can do it either here from the backend, either from the shop floor. I will do it here in the backend first. So I will go and generate my serial numbers. As you can see, Odoo automatically retrieve the sequence I inputted on my product form. So no more mistake, and I will generate it. I generate here 17, so I have my 17 serial number generated. And when I apply it, what do I see? I see that I still have only one manufacturing order, which is hosting 17 serial numbers. So we listen to your feedback in order to make the management of serial number easier. We have here the opportunity to only have one manufacturing order, which means only also one operation, which means that you have a clearer view and you can make your production faster. If you go on the serial numbers menu, you have a view on all those serial numbers. Now that is done, let's go into the shop floor to process this manufacturing order. So for this, I will open the shop floor and I will activate my two work center, which is the assembly and the testing. Here, I am in the new interface, and I will have to add my operators, the one which will have to work on my manufacturing order. So I will add the operators Ina and Thomas. We can see that it's easier to add multiple operators in one go. Okay, so the first operation for my Nova Watch is the assembly, and Thomas is responsible for it. So first, I will log in as Thomas, and I will enter his PIN. Okay, the PIN is set up directly on his employee form. I will enter the assembly work center, and just like this, easily, he knows that he can click on start and start working on the assembly. We can also see that it's really easy to have an overview on who's working on what, because we can see Thomas' face here, and we can see he's working on the assembly. For the assembly, Thomas needs some instruction. So for this, the instructions are already available here. So he will check what he has to do and work on it. During his assembly, Thomas realized that he damaged one of the sapphire into the production. So what he will do is that he will leave a note for the person which will be testing, which is actually Ina. So he will go and update the instruction. He will log a note, and he will input that the NW003 is damaged. Okay. While inputting this note, it's already really visible, easy to see it directly from this MO. And then Thomas is done with the assembly, and he will mark it as done. After that, it's Ina's turn to go and work on the testing. So she will log in with her employee, and she will go into the testing and start working on it. Now that she's working on the testing, of course, it requires some quality checks. And in order to make that, the quality checks are already ready here for Ina. So she will first have to check what is the average diameter of all the Nova Watch, which will be 34 millimeter. And then she will have to check all the Nova Watch, and then she's seeing that Thomas was right. The Nova Watch 003 is damaged, so she will input that in the quality check result. So she will not leave a note, but she will say that it is a failed quality check. Why? Because we have one serial number which is damaged, and what's the serial number which is damaged is the NV003. Okay, and then she will validate. When she validates, she sees that there is a pop-up going here directly. What is it? Is the failed quality check pop-up, which will tell her what to do with this failed quality check. So she will have to discard the serial number that she cannot put back into her stock and scrap the damaged components. So let's do that directly. So she will go into the serial numbers. So it's really easy to retrieve that menu, and it's really easy to go and modify it. So here she will just go and select the serial number, and she will remove it and apply. What does it do? Odoo directly understand that something happened with one of the product that was produced, and the quantity produced directly changed to 16 units as per the consumed quantities. Before closing the production, Ina still has to scrap the sapphire. Okay, so she will go in the menu here and then go and scrap the sapphire stone, one quantity. She will retrieve the lot that we just generated and input a scrap reason. Then she will scrap that product. After doing that, Ina is done with the testing. 16 NovaWatch are done. So she will close the production. When she closes the production, Odoo gives her a warning, and the warning is basically telling her, okay, what do I do with the components? Do I record all the components or only the one you really consume? We want to be able to reuse the other components, maybe for another watch. So we will set the quantity and validate. And then Odoo is asking her, okay, you produce only 16 and not 17 units. What do you want to do? Do you want to have a back order to produce the 1 unit left or not? Here, we will not be able to get a sapphire stone, so we will not proceed to a back order. Okay, so this conclude here this flow. Concretely, what does it mean? If we go back where we started inside our products, we can see that we have now on hand 16 NovaWatch ready to be sold. We don't have any sapphire stone because we scrapped it, but we do have the other quantity in order to make a new watch. So we generate the serial number, we manage the manufacturing order and the purchase, we batch generate the serial number, we finish the production into the shop floor. So in conclusion, with only a few configuration, either from the backend or directly from shop floor, you can manage your serial number better while making your production faster and still having a traceability which is even stronger. This leaves me with only one question for you. Is your business ready for 15% more efficiency? Thank you.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you for your talk. So I'll ask you a few questions from the public. So the first one is the sequence on the products is nice, but what happens if two products use the same sequence?
So it's better for me to keep one sequence per product, but you are allowed to have the same sequence into in two different products. What will happen is that if only one per product, you have to have one different serial number, but you could have the same sequence on different product, but it will not be recommended.
Okay, thank you. The other question is, can I modify serial number once generated? For example, if I make a mistake.
Actually, yes, you can. I showed you that you can remove one, but you could also go into the menu, either on the shop floor or in the backend, and go and modify the serial number if you need to adapt it.
Okay. And I'm reading the other question. Here, would it be possible to generate a serial number in advance before production starts?
You can generate the serial number whenever you want, but what you need to know is that when you generate the serial number, it will consume the components. If you don't want Odoo to consume the component, what you could do is mark the consumption of your component into a different operation.
Okay. Other questions? How to avoid duplicate serial numbers then?
that's a little bit like the first question, but Odoo will never allows you to have two serial number for the same product.
Okay.
But you can have, if you have product A and product B, product A and product B could have the same serial number, but product A cannot have two times the same serial number.
Okay, great. And another one. How do I handle back orders when I only partially produce?
So here I show that I did not want a back order because I cannot have the components in my stock. But what I could do is just let Odoo create the back order for me and go and manage that back order, produce it when I could replenish the missing components.
Okay. I'm reading the other ones. So here, if one of the components is tracked by serial number, how can you tell which one was used in the manufacture of one of the serial number of the finished product?
Could you repeat?
Sorry, it's really long. If one of the components is tracked by serial number, how can you tell which one was used in the manufacture of one of the serial numbers of the finished product?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, what's happening is that since we producing multiple serial number in one time, this is an information that you will not be able to 100% track. So if you really need this information, you will need to, before your production, split your manufacturing order.
Okay. Maybe a last question. How about the variant bill of materials and consumption entry based on work order?
Okay, that's not really related to the...
Okay.
But if you have any question, really don't hesitate. We will be at the manufacturing booths today and tomorrow still.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.